Welcome to my next tutorial. Today I'm showing you how to access a server remotely via SSH, and we're going to install the NFS service, network file share service. And alright, let's just get started. First of all, you have to connect to the remote server. We're using SSH, and I have the same user account already installed on my other server, so we don't have to deal with any switches to use a certain user account. But I will make another tutorial that will talk a little bit more about how to SSH into different server with different usernames and so on and so forth. So alright, let's get started. SSH, then going to 192.168.0.123. That's my server where we install NFS. Hit enter, and then because it's the first time that we want to access that server, so it offers us a encryption key, basically a RSA key fingerprint, and if we want to accept that, we just say yes. So this will permanently installed on your workstation, and then we enter the password to the remote machine. Alright, and you see the name right here changed from my workstation to my server. And first thing we have to do, we have to install the NFS kernel server, the NFS common package, the port map package, and since we're using NFS, we install NFS watch so we can do some testing or monitoring on our NFS server. Alright, so sudo apt-get install, and then is the NFS kernel server, the NFS common port map, and NFS watch. Alright, enter. Then you have to put your password in. Enter. So now it's looking up in their package database and tells us, okay, I found your packages, but I have to install some other packages that are required. So just say Y for yes, and then it will download all those packages and installing it. It's a pretty quick install. Alright, that's about it. So the NFS service is installed and should be running. Let's double check that. And there we go. Already 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, a few instances running. Alright, then we have to go on and create a file or folder where we want to share where we want to share out stuff. To create that folder, enter sudo mkdir and then /srv. You should always install your server services, like where you have your data from shared from, like in our case the NFS, under the SRV folder that's intend to use it for. So NFS, and then hit enter, and then we have to give them appropriate rights. So we have to change the owner to nobody, and then no group, just for security reasons. So if there is a way to access that, then the person who accesses it inappropriately has just nobody or no group rights. And then specify our path and hit enter. And then we gotta go ahead and create our sharing. And under NFS, you do that with the export files, or with the export file. It's a configuration file where you specify who has access, what kind of access, to where. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the exports, just enter man5 exports, and then there's all kind of information about the exports and what you can do, how you can restrict access, and so on. So if you interested in more information, just go through this manual, and then all your answers should be answered. All your questions should be answered in here. All right, then let's edit this file. It's etc, and then should be under exports. And yeah, here are some examples how you can do it. And let's go ahead and share out our NFS folder we just created, and just give it access to your subnet, or in my case, for my subnet, I'm using a class CNET on the Zero network. And if you don't know what that means here, yeah, 192.168.0.0/24. With that, you can write it out, and if you write it out, it would be 192.168.0.0 slash, or not slash in that case, then 255.255.255.0, and slash 24 means exactly the same. It's a 24-bit subnet. And then we specify what kind of access we give, and in this case I give read-write access, and make sure it's always in sync, and subtree underscore check, so it won't check further, and close that here. And yeah, this is our first share that should at least get you started. Like in my case, I would use it for my workstation to access it, like you would do with a Windows workstation to a server. Share something out, copy stuff over, yeah, this kind of thing. And then we save our file, and then we have to tell it, basically NFS service, that there's a share that was specified or got changed. And in order to do that, we have to use the command export file system slash dash s. Oh, sorry, dash a. Excuse me. And there we go. If someone oh, that was a spelling error in my see right here. I couldn't find that keyword, so we have to go back in and change that here. So because we don't want to do any subtree check. And probably have to do it also with the sudo, yeah, right there. So that worked. So I got you a little bit troubleshooting in here too. So you have to execute that exportfs command as a super user, so we have to use sudo. And I believe that's about it. How you create a share it out, and restrict access to it. In our case, we did just for that particular subnet. And yeah, it should be very easy for you to adjust to your network and for your needs. And for more questions, you can look in the man files for exports. And I will see you next tutorial, where I show you how to access that share from your Linux workstation. Alright, so see you then.